It's funny looking at this room, it seems so normal. Hard to imagine a murder took place here. Mr. Grossberg said there would be clues. Maybe I should have another look. All the cases the chief ever worked on are filed here. They're in alphabetical order. Let's take a look. Which file should I look at? A through I. Let's see if there's a record in this file that catches my eye. Ugh. A, B, F. Misty Faye. That's me and Maya's mother. Should I take a look? Read it.
I have tarnished the Faye name, leaving only these words my mother vanished. I was determined to find the ones who had made my mother blame herself in this way. Using the power that runs in my family, I held an audience with the dead. Finally, the names of two men surfaced. One was Marvin Grossberg, a lawyer who sold my mother's information for riches. The other was the man who sold that information to the press. This parasite who makes his fortune on threats and coercion. His name is...
The record stops there. Send me a new Grossberg. Let's see, J through S. Nothing much in here. Maybe I'll just skim some of this. Well, no harm in flipping through a bit, I guess. The biggest part's here at the end in S. Suicide. Ew. Here's a collection of suicide reports. There's politicians, policemen. There's writing on most of these in pencil. White. This is Mia's handwriting. Wait, I get it. Mia thought he was involved in these suicides. White drove them all to. I can use these newspaper clippings. Let's find the most disturbing one. Newspaper clipping added to the... about a politician's suicide. That's awkward. T-U... I know W. White. The entire W section is missing. Was it taken? His desk perfectly clean as always. The only thing is missing is Mia. An old movie poster. Apparently this was the first movie that made Mia cry when she saw it. I'll have to check it out one of these days. His favorite Potter plant. I guess I'll have to water it now. 'Cause she did. The sky is blue and so am I. There's that hotel right across the way. Apparently Miss May isn't questioning. I doubt they'll let me talk to her today. Well, that's unfortunate. Should we go see if we can blackmail the blackmailer? Well, aren't you persistent? Sorry, but there's something I have to ask you. Mr. Lawyer, I really hate having to repeat myself. But it seems the message has not yet penetrated your thick skull. Stop bothering me. If you try my patience further, I fear a nasty accident may occur. Do I make myself clear? Transparent. There's no point asking someone this crooked a straight question. I need some evidence I can use as ammo. Yes, it's my eyes and my nose and my mouth, but of course I jest. You need not restrain your mirth, my friend. It is okay to indulge in my cosmopolitan sense of humor. I will not think less of you. It's gotta be this, right? Present. This is the only clue that Mia left me. I'd better make this one count. Mr. White, you see this? It's an article describing the suicide of a politician. He was embezzling secret government funds. Then, one day, word got leaked to the press. The very next day, he took his own life. And this concerns me how? I found this article in Mia's office. Miss Mia? She had a file filled with articles like this. Every one of them was labeled with a single word. White. Mr. White, I know what you did to this politician. You were blackmailing him. Blackmail? Not just him, either. You were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You were involved in all of the suicide cases that Mia investigated. This company is built on blackmail. I'm right, aren't I?
What a bizarre accusation. Mr. Wrong, what is it that you should be doing now? Investigating me?
No, I think not. You should be searching for the one who killed Miss Mia. Secretary's office, hello?
Mr. Wrong would be leaving now.
Yes, sir. I'll send someone right away. Wait a second, Mr. White. You are absolutely right. I should be looking for the killer now. And actually, I've done better. I have found him. He's sitting right in front of me. Just what are you insinuating? Mia was onto you. She was keeping tabs. For this reason, you had April May tapping her phone. Then Mia was murdered, and all the documents about you mysteriously disappeared. So, the culprit would be... Even a child could work it out, Mr. White. You did it. Secretary's office. We won't be needing an escort from Mr. Wrong. Instead, please connect me to the public prosecutor's office. Of course, sir. 1 minute, please.
White, that you? What are you doing calling me at a time like this?
Hello, Chief Prosecutor. I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow.
What's this about?
The Mia Fey case. I witnessed the murder, you see. And thus, as a very important witness, I would like to testify.
What, why now? I thought you said you didn't want to go to court.
Quietude, I told you I changed my mind, didn't I? Oh, and one other thing. Send the police over here right away. The man is standing right in front of me. He looks dazed, but could be violent.
What? What man?
Are you even listening? The executioner, the hatchet man, the liquidator, the killer man. What?
Mr. White, this is another one of those.
Chief Prosecutor, I do not believe you are in a position to freely offer your opinions to me, correct? I'm telling you to send the police now. Did I not tell you, Mr. Wrong?
You are a mere lawyer, as was Miss Mia. How dare
you?
I'll point the finger at you and you will be tried as Miss Mia's killer.
The case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends in the local lawyers association, you see. You'll be given a lawyer so stupendously inept that they might make even you look competent. I feel faint. What voice did we give him again? Oh, yeah. Detective Gumshoe reporting, sir. Ah, Butts. Harry Butts. He said Butts. Wright, actually. Phoenix Wright, and my friend's name is Larry. Oh, right. Sorry, pal. Butts was that murderer, right?
Detective Gumshoe, I present to you the man who killed Miss Mia Fey.
What?
Take this despicable human being into custody. Farewell, Mr. Wrong.
September 8th, 3:37 p.m. Detention Center, Visitors Room. I can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's going to set a trap for me, and the prosecution will be in on it, of course. Edgeworth included. An eternity was assigned to me by the state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea.
Right! Mr. Wright!
Oh, Maya. Great, they let you out of detention.
Just now, yes, it's all thanks to you.
Then why is she in detention room and I'm not? They could have at least changed the scene. Now I'm afraid we've switched places.
What do you mean, you?
I explained what had happened to Maya.
I don't believe it. How many people does that man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother, my sister, and now you. This has gone too far. Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I can do?
Well... Defend me in court. Alright, you can be my defense lawyer tomorrow.
Alright.
Huh?
Leave it to me. I am Mia's sister after all. Lawyership runs in our blood.
Wasn't it ghost powers that ran in your blood?
I'd better run to the bookstore and pick up a copy of Law for Rookies.
Wait.
What?
I'm kidding. It was a joke.
No way!
No, really, I was kidding. But thanks. It's good to know you're on my side. And there really isn't anything you can do for me anyway.
But I can't just sit here and do nothing. I've got to give that man a piece of my mind.
Just a piece? I like her to give me a piece. Okay. I guess anyone can lawyer in Japan. I mean, I would say if Phoenix sets the bar for lawyers, I would argue that anyone could do a better job. So, you can in the US, but I don't know about whether you can defend yourself in Japan. I feel like it would be a very bad idea. She's cute. I dig the pearls. Yeah, I can only imagine what use they are other than accessorizing. Gonna come to the trial tomorrow.
Okay, I'll be there. I'll show them a thing or two.
Times may change, yet with crime, it's the same old story. Also war. War never changes. You can defend yourself, but in a lot of places you have to be barred. Pretty sure the US allows you to defend yourself whether you are or not in the Constitution, but to defend yourself, but to defend others, I'm pretty sure you have to be barred in most places. It's pretty funny that in California you don't even need to. That's actually really fucked up, come to think of it. Because that means you can just go to California and pretend you have a law degree, like that you can be that you're a good lawyer, and just be like, I can defend you in court. Here we go. And take payment, totally fuck it up, and then bounce. Like, especially because it also means that you can't be, like, disbarred either. Like, there's no penalty for failure or being just super inept because you aren't licensed to begin with. In fact, it's gotten worse. Lengthy court proceedings are no longer realistic. Beginning a few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on initial court trials. What the fuck? Almost all finish in a day, most with a guilty verdict. Not gonna lie, as a more freedom-leaning individual, if you trust that dumbass with the Xerox printed lawyering degree, then that's your fault. I won't say I'll argue with the point, because I totally agree with you. But I feel like given the time, I could probably manage to make something that like may set up a system that looks real enough to trick at least one or two people. It wouldn't be fraud because I would just could not claim that I have a lawyer degree or that I had passed the bar or anything like that. The bar is it's like a lawyer association, effectively. In most states, you have to be licensed by the bar in order to practice law and act as an attorney. And thereby, in those states, if you fuck something up royally, the bar can be like, no, you're not licensed by us anymore, and then you can't practice law anymore in those states. So then you move to a state like California where you can. I never thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself for this case, with the true culprit appearing as the star witness. This is it. Tomorrow it's me or him. To be continued. Yeah, in most cases it's a state-run association. I feel like there's a couple circumstances where it's not and it's independent, but it's like one of those situations where even though it's not state-run, it's like state-approved. Kind of like the ESRB would be a decent example where even though the state doesn't run it, the state approves its functionality and therefore it's good enough in order to meet the law requirements. Yeah, basically.
Well, I guess this is it.
Yup. One way or another, this case gets decided today.
Ah, the Phoenix, look.
Prosecutor Edgeworth.
I received a call from Chief Prosecutor's office yesterday. I was told that whatever Mr. Wise says today will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me.
What does White have the judge in his pocket too? So you're saying I'm going to be guilty, end of story.
I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. Why? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy.
Edgeworth. You've changed.
Phoenix, you know him? Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix, right? Phoenix.
Well, court will be starting soon. Origins of the word essentially comes from the meaning of all the lawyers or lawyers, but intended as meaning the profession as a whole. Like I said, it's really just all the lawyers in the jurisdiction setting the rules for themselves and new lawyers. Very democratic and when not run by the state, a really cool way that shows just how well a free society can regulate themselves reasonably. Yeah, it is pretty cool as a concept. I feel like there is... I feel like the medical association is generally independent as well in most states, but I don't know for sure. It's another one of those circumstances where even if they are independent, as soon as they start fucking up, the state will take a step in and take over, kind of thing. The FDA sure isn't. I hope not. Well, court will be starting soon.
What? But wait! Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. They're not.
I'll be defending myself.
What?
Okay, let's do this. And you cannot release any drugs or equipment in the USA unless the FDA licenses you. This is true. Y'all, we're going to be doing self-defense. September 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 1. Wait, why are we on the opposite side of the courtroom now? Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honor, I will be defending myself. Understood. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of a witness to the defendant's crime.
I see. The prosecution may call its witness. That went far too smoothly. Ever need a heart catheter? Just remember they hire at 16 and require no prior experience. I hope I never need a catheter of any kind. I'm just gonna say that right now. Why did the judge ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anyone's gonna raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Ms. Maya Fey?
I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time I thought that Ms. Maya's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court.
Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. I love Edgeworth. Great. He gets to show off, and I get nowhere.
I would like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Please state your full name.
You wish to know the title of my personage?
Your name.
Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my locutions confuse?
Name.
These two are great together. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corp. Hey, Rogue, welcome. You made it. We're just about to be tried and defend ourselves for the murder of Mia, or also known as Big Boob Detective Lady.
Did you know the victim is Mia Fey?
That would be a negatory. No, I did not.
You were at the Gaywater Hotel the night of the murder.
Correct.
And you witnessed the murder from there?
Why tell you what you already know? Very well, Mr. White, you may begin your testimony. If I can't rip this guy's testimony apart, I'm done for. Why do I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? Ho ho ho! I hope you have made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer.
Let him have it, Phoenix.
Why are you here? That's a fair point. Why is she here? Like, in this spot where she's standing. I didn't notice it, or well, I noticed it, but I didn't like put two and two together earlier. But why is she in the defense box? Let's see, it was about 9, I believe. Moral support and eye candy. Yeah. I was quietly that's reading to you, some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over. If things occurred as you testify, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. He just invalidated the creepy girl's testimony. Has he? I don't think he has yet, but he's about to. That's true. But that was one of the parts that we proved was a lie of May's testimony. Let's see, it was about 9, I believe. Okay, that's... You know what, fuck it, we're gonna press him on everything because I'm an asshole. How do you know what time it was? Because I am always absolutely perfect, you know. No, you're not getting away with that. You are so mistrusting, Mr. Lawyer. So, what was the proper term for secretary again? Anyway, Miss May ordered room service for 9. It happened soon after the room service arrived. That's what Miss May said, too. True, the bellboy who brought the coffee saw Miss May. But he testified that he did not see you at the time. This is your concern. Silly lawyer, Miss May received the coffee outside the room. Of course he could not see me. He would need extra vision to pull off something like that.
Tell us, what were you doing at that time?
I was quietly perusifying, yeah, here we are. Fuck it, we'll press him on everything. By window, you mean the one directly across from Fay and Co. law offices. Correct. That's the only window you see. And there you were reading papers? Correct. The Gateway Atwater is a businessman's hotel, and I am a busy man who had business to do. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. A bedlam? It must have been when you attacked, I assume.
We see. Continue.
Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. So you were reading your papers until you heard that sound. But of course, I am no snoop, peeping out of windows at night. Stream's going well. Welcome back, Fo. No snoop. Yeah, right. You made a career out of snooping. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Spiky-haired. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. What you just said directly conflicts with Miss May's testimony. Miss May clearly stated that the assailant looked like a girl. I've always been proud of my eyesight, Mr. Lawyer, and you do in fact look like a girl. Just what is your eyesight? Counting both eyes, 40. 40, don't add them together. I think the witness is trying to say his eyesight is good. Hey, whose side is the judge on, anyway?
And what did you do then?